Welcome again. So in this video I am going to fix the cracks that I noticed on the dome while I was inspecting it. There were quite a few cracks and we want to fix them thoroughly. You can see here that I've marked the cracks with a silver marker. There are quite a few of them that need to be fixed. Also some dimples that have to be sanded down. I found out that the best way to fix cracks is to use a Dremel tool. Clean up the cracks, and if you have to go deep into the gel coat, do it. Clean it up really well. It's not enough just to fill it up with primer, sand over it, because I've had the experience that when I paint the helmet, the cracks are gonna show. The cracks are gonna always be a problem if you don't fix them thoroughly. So it's just best to go the extra mile at start or when you start the project and clean them up thoroughly. So this is just a basic Dremel tool that I'm using, and it's a pretty coarse tip that I'm using. So this is a sander, or the body filler I'm using. It sands really easily. It hardens quick. You have to use a hardener, and be sure to mix it really well. You don't want to have unmixed parts of it. It'll never set. Just mix it thoroughly. I want to go liberal when I'm using it, when I'm filling up the cracks. You know, some just fill it a little bit at a time and let it set. I just fill it liberally, and then it's gonna take me a few minutes extra maybe to sand it thoroughly down. So here I've filled it and it's all set, just waiting for sanding. So I'm gonna start off sanding with 180 grit sandpaper. Some people would say that it's a bit coarse, but after applying a thick layer of sandpaper, I find it best to start with like a 180 grit sandpaper. It doesn't leave deep scratches, but it gets the job done quicker. And then you're gonna apply a few layers of primer, and then you're gonna sand it with a higher grit sandpaper, and then when you go into wet sanding, you're gonna go pretty higher than like 800 to 1000 grit sandpaper. So this is just here I'm just sanding it away, nothing serious going on. Taking care of that ridge there. Then I decided to go all over the whole helmet with 180 grit sandpaper, trying to get, there were a little imperfections, just splat of something that were on the surface that needed to be sanded down. I decided to fix a crack in the helmet using fiberglass. So here I have fiberglass resin that has fibers in it, and as you all know, it's two parts, so you have to mix it with a hardener. So this is the crack that I'm gonna start by fixing. So I'm putting or filling the bridge with fiberglass to strengthen it, because I think it's a pretty delicate area there, because the brim is not that thick. So I decided to go all around. Also there, that's above the nose ridge, and there was also a crack there because the fiberglass wasn't thick enough. So, like I said, for added strength on the rim, I decided to fill it all up, go the whole circle. Because if you put the helmet down and it lands roughly, you don't want it to crack. So that's gonna give it more strength. And I'm using a palette knife to apply the fiberglass. Like I said, it's really easy to use this kind of fiberglass, because it would be too much work if you were working with the fiberglass mat and resin and using a brush to seal it. So this is a easy method. Since we had a crack in this part of the helmet, like I did with the other cracks, I cleaned it out with a Dremel, and then I'm going to fill it up with body filler. So, like before, I'm going a little bit liberal. Nothing to worry about there. So just before the body filler sets, it gets a little pliable and soft, so you can take a box cutter and cut off the excess body filler. So in the end, I put on a coat of black primer, and the reason I do this is so I can see better any imperfections on the surface of the helmet, and also where I applied the body filler. So just finishing off the helmet with a really heavy coat of primer, and we're going to continue in the next video with sanding.